all class to do them. 5.2, proving trig identities. So to prove the identity, we can only change one side of the equation.
Oh, yeah. I remember this one.
No.
The good news is there's 51 of them. There's 51 of them that you have to prove.
Huh?
Like 51 homework problems?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like easy though. Like
We're doing all 51.
Maybe.
I don't know.
So the left-hand side, it'll say LHS if that's what you have to do. It may specify, it may not. Or RHS is right-hand side. Okay, so the first one say to prove the algebraic identity by starting with the left-hand side expression and supplying a sequence of equivalent expressions that ends with the right-hand side expression.
Sure.
So 2, 1 over x minus 1 over 2 is equal to 2 minus x over 2x. So I need the left side to look like the right side. How do I do that?
Okay.
Well,
This is just algebra, so
Oh,
I think we should be okay.
maybe. You never
How do I combine fractions?
Okay, well, we just.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I multiply this one by 2 over 2, this one by x over x. So on the bottom I have 2x. On top I have 2 minus x. Oh, it's equal to 2 minus x. Look at that. Over 2x. So we're good.
I think we should stop there for today. There you go.
Right, definitely.
Yeah.
See, if senior trip wasn't in like a week and a half.
yeah, true.
Not even. Literally a week. And the quarter didn't end the day we get back from senior trip. It would be fine.
Oh.
But I think we should keep going.
do we come back on the 10th in the morning or?
We leave there at like 7 a.m. All right. Tell whether or not f of x is equal to sine x is an identity. So basically is f of x equal to sine of x for these problems. So number 6. F of x is equal to tangent of x over secant of x. So I want to rewrite, because in theory they want it to be equal to sine of x, or I'm trying to show if it is. So how can I rewrite tangent?
Sine over cosine.
And how about secant?
1 over cosine.
1 over cosine. I have fraction divided by fraction, so I multiply by the reciprocal. So that's sine x over cosine x times cosine x equal to sine of x. So yes.
Oh my gosh. The president's quiz.
8 f of x is equal to cosine of x minus pi over 2.
Oh
my goodness, yes. Equals sine.
You good over there? Sound like you're dying.
I mean, we're all dying, I feel like.
Some
That's
are
true.
slower than others.
I literally woke up this morning and Kenny was trying to talk to me and like words just could not come out of my mouth. Like that's how much I could not talk this morning. I was
No,
like,
I hate it. You know what I really hate? Like, because I'm not a morning person, right? So I will just wake up. Like, my mom will just wake me up. And she expects me to answer, like, these deliberate questions. Like,
Oh no,
not
absolutely
even a
not.
minute
Don't
after
talk to me
I
in the
wake
morning.
up. She's just like, are you gonna take out the trash? Like, are you gonna do this? Like, Mom, I just woke up. I can't even comprehend what you're saying right now. Like,
Alright.
again, you've been
Like,
up
let me have my
five.
morning extra social.
Yeah.
Alright,
Alright, I don't think I'm doing any of these right.
Alright, f of x is equal to sine of 2x over 2.
Oh gosh.
Don't make me sad, people.
Yeah, can, no cross out the 2?
Yeah, is that allowed?
Is that allowed?
No, because
I assume
it's not
that's a
2x, right?
Oh yeah, because it's
It
not
can make
too
me
bad.
sad. It's
No.
inside.
Yeah, that's true. It's inside. We can't do that. So
Oh,
it
yeah.
doesn't equal sine.
Correct. It's false. It's
There's
like, people, don't make me sad. No.
Yeah, just be saying that.
Oh my gosh.
Shh.
I'm not doing this.
Well, then you're not getting extra credit.
Ooh.
Alright, prove the identity. Number 12. Sine of x times cotangent of x plus cosine x tangent of x is equal to cosine x plus sine squared of x.
Okay, that's enough, I think.
So we're going to leave the right side alone,
Right, only the left side.
and we're only going to change the left side. Any suggestions?
Yeah, I'm just writing it first.
Okay.
Me.
Okay, I got this.
Okay. Well, we can change tangent to sine over cosine. I would say.
Okay.
Because then the cosines cancel out.
Where did the arrow come from?
I just drew it saying that I'm just bringing it down. I'm not touching that side. So cosine cancels.
Yay.
Okay. What else?
Okay. You can change cotangent to cosine over sine. So then. Oh, that's
So then what?
Oh man.
Need to make it a little neater. And you'd like a common denominator? Actually, no.
Okay, what would be your like general next step with this being out front? Multiply.
Yeah.
So sine times cosine over sine would be cosine.
Yeah.
Sine times sine,
sine squared.
sine squared.
Actually, think it was sine point
So cosine x plus sine squared of x is equal to, oh, cosine x plus sine squared of x. That's what I was going for.
Crazy. Yeah. It's not that word.
It's amazing. I think these are almost easier than what you were doing yesterday because you know what, you know the end result. Now, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told Algebra 2 yesterday when we were doing these.
Don't make up your own math.
Correct. Don't be like, well, I know what the end result has to be, so I just need to make up some fluff in the middle and she won't notice. I'll notice. I check all your steps with these problems.
There's like a chance that it.
Not to say that you can't have different middle steps from each other because you may look at something differently, and that's fine, but it still should make sense in the train of the problem to get from point A to point B. Let's see.
Oh
Anybody gonna be upset if I go out of order?
No.
Great. 24. 1 over tangent of beta plus tangent of beta
Beta.
equals secant of beta cosecant of beta.
I was like, what are you saying? I love those. Actually, I should have just wrote that.
This book is stupid.
Okay. So we're trying to get the left side and the right side right. So. What if we do a thing where
For tangent,
Yeah.
over here. Okay. What is this equivalent to? Okay, so think of this as, whoa,
Oh,
cotangent of beta. Then what would you say that that's equal to?
cosine over sine.
Cosine over sine.
I was supposed to make it more difficult. Be like, it's 1 over sine over cosine.
What?
Okay, so then we gotta get that common denominator, right? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna multiply that side by cosine. No, cosine over cosine. And the other one by sine over sine. So we get
Cosine squared beta plus sine squared beta. Oh, that's good news. Because what is that?
oh, cause that's
What's this?
Isn't it
the
1?
1.
1. So 1 over cosine beta, sine beta. Then what?
Oh no, I stopped writing, so
Okay. Not a problem.
well, and then I mean it's and just like
Well-
make it into sync it and cosec it at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the-
because
it just equals 1 over
You don't need to write this step, but I'm going to show you. So this is a step you don't have to write. But this is literally 1 over the cosine of beta times 1 over the sine of beta.
Okay.
So you can kind
Okay.
of split it up to see.
So you
how-
can split it if you need to visually see it. If you're like, I need to split it so I can see it, but you don't have to. So then, yes, that is secant of beta, cosecant of beta. All right, 16 tangent of x plus secant of x equals cosine of x over 1 minus sine of x.
Well,
So you see.
so you see, we would probably change the tangent to sine over cosine.
Okay.
And then the secant.
Oh my god.
They already have common denominators.
How nice of them.
So we can add the denominator.
I'm gonna see if y'all can figure out what I have to do next, but I don't know if you're gonna see it.
Can we possibly?
And keep in mind, I can only change one side, so I can't do anything to the right side.
Like,
X over cosine time.
you know how you do the thing where like you would take the thing,
Are you trying to?
like turn it upside down and like
Are you trying to think of like the exponent thing? You know?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it has to be multiplied by something.
Yeah.
maybe actually I don't know. I'm thinking.
Think about what I ultimately need
Two.
on the right.
Wait, I don't want
Multiply by cosine.
Well, we need
Why would you
the sign to be negative.
So you have the mindset that I need a common denominator,
Oh, well, yeah, that definitely.
Okay, so
but that I can only change the left.
one minus cosine squared.
You're close.
1 plus. One minus sine.
I was thinking that, but I didn't
Oh, we
want to
can
be
just
wrong.
do
I would,
Oh,
yes,
I
because
know.
we're multiplying by 1. I would flip sine of x plus 1 just for the sake of how it looks here, so that you actually have a difference of squares on top.
Yeah.
So on the bottom, I'm going to leave it separate. I'm not going to multiply through.
Okay.
Just because I want to wait and see if, and it doesn't matter what order it's written in, but just make sure that you leave it that it's multiplication. Because obviously I need something to cancel, so I don't need to multiply it through and then have to take it back out. All right, so then what is the top if it's a difference of squares?
So the difference is squares. It's gonna be 1
minus
sine
x squared.
Oh,
And
I
1
got it
minus
from
sine
here.
squared is?
Is cosine
Oh my
squared,
gosh,
which
you
then you can cancel out the bottom cosine,
Oh, yeah.
and then one of the top ones, so then it is just cosine over 1 minus sine.
Look at us go.
We do be good.
One more. And then y'all get all the rest of them.
Yay.
22. Sine squared of alpha minus cosine squared of alpha is equal to 1 minus 2 cosine squared of alpha. Or fish, as some people like to call it.
Oh, man, well, I wrote theta, so.
That's fine. Not a problem.
I don't know why when I heard alpha, I just wrote theta.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to wait.
Okay. So we're equal, whatever that is.
Okay,
Wow.
you're going to have to rewrite something.
Right.
Oh, yeah. That's
Because there's a sign on the left and there's no sign on the right.
Oh my goodness, true. Okay, so what if sine squared we can rewrite as 1 minus cosine squared?
Bingo. 1 minus cosine squared of alpha minus cosine squared of alpha, which is then 1 minus 2 cosine squared of alpha.
Oh yeah,
that's
because you're both.
true.
Oh my gosh.
That one was so much easier.
So it's not always rewriting in terms of like, oh, I need to rewrite sine and cosine, or something that's clearly already an identity like sine squared plus cosine squared. This one you had to rewrite one of them in terms of the rest of its identity.
Right.
All right,
I see.
y'all ready for your homework?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's do Monday.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I see that.
Is
I'm
that
not
12 or
that
11?
mean. 11. It just ran together
I'm
with
just
the.
mentally preparing myself for what I'm doing.
Just make sure you read the instructions carefully when you do the problems.
Gaslighting us.